Welcome to the news at 4, coming to you live from Uyo, the Akwa Ibom State capital. My name is Ofonono Joseph. Let's take a look at the headlines. President Tinubu visits Nasarawa to commission key infrastructure projects in Lafia. Akwa Ibom government cautions against use of governor's name for fund solicitation. Plus, Trump rejects leaked intelligence that says strikes did not destroy Iran nuclear program. Stay tuned for details of the stories and more. Many thanks for joining us on the news. First in the news at this hour is a report that President Bola Tinubu arrived at the Osman Dan Fodio Airport in Lafia, Nasarawa State, for a one-day working visit to commission major infrastructure projects executed by Governor Abdullahi Sule during his second term in office. Accompanying the president were the governors of Kaduna, Borno, Kwara, Benue, Imo, and Ogun states, along with the deputy governor of Gombe, former governors, and several serving ministers. President Tinubu was warmly received at the airport by Governor Sule, former governors Abdullahi Adamu and Umaru Tanko Al-Mukara, as well as other prominent stakeholders from the state. During the visit, the president is scheduled to commission several key projects, including the Lafia Interchange Flyover and Underpass, the new Nasarawa State Secretariat, the dualized Shedam Road in Lafia, as well as the operational vehicles for ministries, departments, and agencies, MDAs, security agencies, and agricultural equipment. Meanwhile, President Bola Tinubu has congratulated Lagos State Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu on his 60th birthday, praising his commitment to the development of Lagos. In a statement signed by his Special Advisor on Information and Strategy, Bayo Onanuga, on Wednesday, Tinubu described Sanwo-Olu as a dedicated public servant who has stayed true to the vision of transforming Lagos. The president also wished the governor continued good health and many more years of service to Lagos and Nigeria. The statement highlighted that Sanwo-Olu began his political career under Tinubu's mentorship and noted that he served in various roles in Lagos State, including as commissioner in multiple ministries and as managing director of the Lagos State Property Development Corporation. From the Red Chambers, the Senate Committee on Solid Minerals Development has stressed the importance of intergovernmental collaboration, asserting that no single state can successfully develop the vast solid mineral sectors without partnering with the federal government. The chairman of the committee, Ekong Samson, stated this during separate courtesy visit to the governors of Enugu and Ebonyi states as part of the committee's oversight tour of mining sites across the southeast. Speaking in Enugu after meeting Governor Peter Mba, Sampson stated that no level of government can do it alone if the country is to harness the full potential of mining. He added that the committee's visit to mining sites aimed at assessing the sector and gathering actionable insights to guide national mining policies. Now to the Green Chambers, where the House of Representatives has inaugurated an ad hoc committee to convene a special security conference on the security challenges in Plateau State and beyond. Speaking at the ceremony in Abuja, the chairman of the committee, Ahmed Wahid, decried the incessant crisis in the state. He said that the security challenges in Plateau had persisted for too long, adding that the recurring cycle of violence had left many communities in sorrow, as well as displaced many families. According to the chairman, the incessant crisis has also destroyed livelihoods and eroded trust among ethnic and religious groups. On judicial matters, the Special Offences Court sitting in Ikeja, Lagos, has fixed September 15, 2025 to rule on an application by a former Central Bank of Nigeria (CBN) Governor Godwin Emefiele seeking a forensic examination of some WhatsApp messages admitted in evidence in his ongoing trial for an alleged $4.5 billion and 2.8 billion naira fraud. Justice Rahman Oshodi fixed the date after listening to arguments from Emefiele's counsel Olalekan Ojo SEN, challenging the authenticity of the digital messages presented by the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission EFCC against him. Through the lawyer, the former CBN boss told the court that he would need to engage a forensic expert to confirm the veracity of the evidence. The defendant asked the court to permit the forensic expert to examine both the mobile device used to extract the messages as well as the printed chat log. The senior lawyer argued that the forensic analysis was necessary to verify the credibility of the evidence, which played a critical role in the case being prosecuted by the EFCC. In a separate development, the Inspector General of Police, Kayode Egbetokun, has announced the arrest of 26 persons suspected to be masterminds of the killings in Yelwata, Benue State. Addressing a news conference in Abuja, the IGP said the police were on the heels of other suspects who participated in the Yelwata killings that led to the death of 47 persons. He assured Nigerians that the police are not overwhelmed as they are mopping up light and small weapons illegally acquired by some persons. Egbetokun added that the police is also intensifying its broader patrols in order to curtail the influx of irregular migrants into the country. The IGP added that the arrested suspects will be arraigned in court soon, including the 22 suspects who were arrested in Jos over the gruesome murder of 9 persons traveling to Kwampan for a wedding. The IGP clarified that 28 persons were initially arrested, but 2 have been cleared as they were only used as bait to arrest the 26 suspected masterminds. Back here, the Akwa Ibom state government has expressed concerns over the use of the governor's name, Pastor Omoyeno, to solicit funds from the public, as well as the unauthorized use of government insignia by individuals, groups, and organizations to promote private events. A release signed by the Commissioner for Information, Ania Kanumana, stated that the name and office of the governor must not be used for any form of fundraising, describing such actions as inappropriate, misleading, and capable of creating false impressions. The release further clarified that the governor will not serve as chairman or chief launcher at any event and therefore warned that his name should not be used for such purposes under any pretext. It emphasized that those seeking the governor's endorsement, presence, or involvement in any event must obtain prior approval from the appropriate authorities, warning that any action contrary to the directive will be treated with utmost seriousness. While reaffirming its commitment to genuine public engagements, the government stressed that due process and official protocols must be followed in order to uphold the integrity of the office of the governor and the Akwa Ibom state government. We move now to Africa, where the U.S. Supreme Court has ruled that the Trump administration can, for now, deport immigrants to third countries like Libya and South Sudan. The 6-3 decision allows the administration to bypass earlier court orders that had blocked such removals, citing risks to migrant safety. Justice Sonia Sotomayor, in a sharp dissent joined by Justice Kagan and Jackson, criticized the decision, warning it could expose thousands to violence. Recall that the administration recently attempted to deport 8 men, only one from South Sudan, to the country, despite it being racked by conflict, displacement, and human rights abuses. Reports say the group is currently held in Djibouti while awaiting their fate. On the foreign scene, a ceasefire appears to have taken hold between Israel and Iran, with both nations acknowledging that it is in place. The development follows an outburst from US President Donald Trump, who had earlier accused both sides of violating the agreement. According to reports, the terms of the ceasefire seem to involve little more than a mutual halt in strikes from both sides. Meanwhile, Trump is attending the NATO summit in the Netherlands, where the focus is on defense spending. Still on the foreign scene, Donald Trump has insisted that nuclear sites in Iran were completely destroyed by US military strikes, despite an intelligence report casting doubt on their success. The leaked damage assessment from the Pentagon's Defense Intelligence Agency estimated that the attack only set Iran's nuclear program back a few months. Still to come in the news. Arsenal makes £9.3 million bid to sign Norgard. Stay tuned for details of this in a moment. Welcome back now to the concluding part of our news stories. On our business news, the World Bank has warned that restrictive trade and investment policies adopted by many governments are threatening to choke up foreign direct investment (FDI) which remains critical to economic growth in Nigeria and other developing economies. In a report released ahead of the Conference on Financing for Development scheduled to take place in Seville, Spain, from June 30 to July 3, the bank revealed that FDI into developing economies dropped to $435 billion in 2023, its lowest level since 2005. The chief economist and senior vice president at the World Bank, Indermit Gill, attributed the plunge in investments to deliberate policy choices by governments. Meanwhile, the deputy chief economist and director of the Prospects Group at the World Bank, Ian Koza, described the trend as alarming, saying that reversing it must be an urgent priority for governments and development partners alike. In health, the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency, NDLEA, has said that Nigeria recently signed a memorandum of understanding with India to prevent the production of codeine-based syrups for importation into Nigeria. This is even as the agency reiterated that it is strengthening actions and cooperation in curtailing the availability, accessibility, and affordability of drugs. The Apapa strategic commander of the NDLEA, Buba Wakawa, disclosed this while addressing journalists at the command as part of activities to mark the commemoration of the 2025 International Day Against Drug Abuse and Illicit Drug Trafficking. He said that the event, which has been billed to take place on Thursday, has been themed "The Evidence is Clear: Invest in Prevention, Break the Cycle." Wakawa stated that if the country must guarantee sound health and security in communities, drugs have to be curtailed. Still in health, the Anambra State government has unveiled a series of major development initiatives, including the construction of a state rehabilitation center to tackle mental health challenges as it prepares to open the Solution Fund City to the public on June 28, 2025. Recall that the Solution Fund City, part of the legacy projects built by the Professor Chukuma Soludo administration, was inaugurated by President Bola Tinubu during his one-day official visit to Anambra on May 8. In a statement, the State Commissioner for Information, Law Mefa, said the decision was taken at the 12th meeting of the Anambra State Executive Council held at the Lighthouse, Oka. According to him, other key decisions were made during the meeting, among which include the building of a rehabilitation center at Nibo in Oka to address the state's mental health issues. Sincere apologies for that break in transmission. Now we move over to sports. Now, where Arsenal have tabled a £9.3 million bid to sign Christian Norgard from Brentford, the Gunners are looking to bolster their options in midfield this summer and regard Norgard as a cost-effective target. Jorginho has already joined Flamengo after departing on a free transfer, while Thomas Partey's future remains uncertain. Partey's current deal will expire next week, and the Ghanaian is increasingly looking likely to leave Arsenal as a free agent too. Arsenal are on the verge of completing the signing of Martin Zubimendi from Real Sociedad, having agreed terms with the La Liga club. Still in sports, FIFA has confirmed that Chelsea striker Nicolas Jackson will serve a two-game ban over the red card he picked up against Flamengo at the Club World Cup. It was Jackson's second sending off in 4 games for the Blues. Jackson was dismissed a few minutes after he came on in the second half of their 3-1 defeat to the Brazilian side. Jackson, however, took to social media to apologize for his actions after the match. On our entertainment news, BB Niger No Lose Guard housemate DJ Flo has opened up about the split of her decade-long friendship with her former peer, Ruthie, revealing she cannot engage in conflict on her behalf. Speaking during the BB Niger No Lose Guard episode reunion, DJ Flo revealed that her ex-friend Ruthie understood her stance as they had conversations before coming on the show, knowing that she would not respond to drama even when it involves her. She stated that the final straw came when Ruthie granted an interview, making comments about her that left her disheartened. DJ Flo shared that the interview helped her realize it was time to end their friendship, explaining that despite their 10-year history, she has come to terms with the fact that their friendship had run its course. And that's all we have for you at this time. Do ensure to follow us on social media and subscribe to our YouTube channel, all of which you can find on our website, spectrumtvlive.ng. You have been watching Spectrum News at 4. My name is Ofonono Joseph. Do enjoy the rest of your day.